Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cooking with Dad. Apologize, I haven't done this in a while, but tonight I'm making one of our family's favorites, which is tostadas. Sort of like kind of like tacos, but instead of the flat, the curved shell, it's actually flat, like a little plate, and so you can put more stuff on it. But it's one of our favorites. It's one of those things that everyone kind of has their favorite Mexican restaurant, and this is not that. This is something that you can only get at home, but it's something that we really enjoy. And also, for a bonus, I'm also making our guacamole. It's something that my family loves, one of their all favorites. So it's something I've been meaning to do for a while, and I want to do that thing that everyone always says on YouTube videos what's it? Subscribe, and comment. I like to hear if you make any of this stuff. I like to hear how it goes. If there's any comments, something I can do better, please let me know. Love to incorporate it. So here we go with tostadas. So for the guacamole, and I'll probably start on that. Actually, I'll start on the meat first. But the meat, I'm actually using ground chicken. You can use ground beef if you like, or chorizo, or whatever, but we started making the ground chicken, and I have a really good way to make ground chicken taste like ground beef. In fact, we've done it both ways, and I think it's unanimous that we all like it with ground chicken as opposed to ground beef or ground turkey. Do either one. I use Dale's reduced sodium seasoning. I've used that for a lot of things, but that's what really makes it taste like meat. This is actually for the guacamole. I'll use a little bit of garlic and a little bit of salt, and not salt. This has a lot of salt. Not garlic and onion powder. I haven't done this in a while, and make that really tasty. Also, for the guacamole, you're going to take some avocados. A way to find out if an avocado is good or not is to squeeze it gently. It should have a little bit of give. If some of them are as hard as a rock, they will get soft, but it's hard to tell when. If you're going to use them within the next day or two, get something that has a little bit of give. Nothing really soft and mushy, but just the slightest little give. Some people tell you about the little nubbin here, the little thing where it connects to the tree that comes off that tells you it's ripe. That's not always a good indicator. Honestly, the field test is the best way. So for the guacamole, we've got avocados. I'm using 3. I usually use 1 for each person that's eating. So I'll use a lime, a little bit of onion. Cilantro is really important. I also use a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and also we'll use some garlic as well. Always go back to the squeezed garlic. Good thing to have. Additionally, I'm also going to cook some refried beans. That's the glue that holds the meat and the cheese and everything else to the tostada, but that's just opening a can, putting it in a pot. Not the magic about that. I don't even add water in most cases because you kind of want it sort of thick. But you can, if you want to dress it up, you can dress it up. No harm, no foul. More than anything, it's just glue. In Morgan's case, or if you're a vegetarian, then I get the vegetarian kind just because it tastes the same. It just doesn't have any animal fat in it. That's why it's vegetarian. But it tastes great, and it really is just the glue that holds everything to the tostada. This is a tostada. It's a broken tostada. I got to get the new ones out. But you can kind of see how it's just a flat thing. You pile it up with whatever you want. I toast it in the oven. I'll show you that later, but here we go. Okay, back to my meat here. It's starting to cook, starting to brown a little bit. You can see how that it's giving a little bit of water out of here. I'm going to let that cook a little bit more. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to that looks pretty good. I'm going to use some Dale's sauce. This is Dale's low sodium. There's a regular Dale's, and it's real thin, and it's actually salty. This also is fairly salty, but it's a lot thicker, and I kind of like that thickness better. So it makes a good marinade for chicken or fish or burgers. Really good on burgers, but it sticks to the meat when you do that. I think that's maybe why they made it thicker. But I'm going to put in, that's probably 2 tablespoons maybe of Dale's. Additionally, I'm going to put in some garlic if I can find it. I just had it out. What do I do with it? There it is. Garlic. So remember, 1 little dollop is about a clove. So let's see. We're going to put maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Seems like a lot of garlic, but it'll be delicious. I'm going to add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce to it as well. A little bit of Worcestershire. That's probably maybe a teaspoon. And cumin. Now, you can get cumin. I usually do get cumin in a just in a spice jar, but I found this and I really liked it, and good cumin is extra good. So I'm going to put in probably, that's about a tablespoon, if I can get it to come out. There we go. About a tablespoon of cumin in there too. Now this is really just getting the meat, and you see how that Dale's kind of turns it brown as well, so it's appetizing. It's kind of what you expect ground beef to look like. So just from your eyes, it actually looks more like ground beef, but it also, that Dale's has a really kind of, I don't know what they make it with, but it has a very kind of beefy flavor to it already, and it does a really good job. Now I'm going to kind of pat that down all along the edges because I really want some of those edges to get kind of crispy. So I'm going to let that cook a little bit longer, and I'll get back with you. Okay, so if you watched my video, any of my videos before, you've probably seen me use these little peppers. They're really handy to have around. You can, they're really good dipped in hummus, by the way. We really like that, so we use these a lot. It adds a little bit of flavor. I'll just go use the seeds and all. It's not hot at all. It's actually a sweet pepper. Really flavorful. Use the whole thing, but I'm going to try to get it fairly small, like a small dice. So you see how I cut it that way, and I'm going to cut the opposite direction with a sharp knife. Avoid the fingers. Keep all that in there, and maybe run it through a few other times just to get it nice and fine. And then I can use my knife as a pickup, as a scoop, and put in there. This adds some flavor, but adds a lot of nice color. All that green with something to contrast it. Really looks nice. And dude, that's guacamole. Now I will taste it. Oh, you know what? Haven't added salt. No, I did. I added one per avocado. Forgot. Yep, I did that already. Salt, pepper, and I'm going to do a taste test. Now, what you're tasting for when you taste it, you definitely want to get that citrusy kind of spiked lime flavor that comes through. You definitely want to be able to taste the lime. You definitely want to taste the cilantro. Everything else kind of blends together. And I like it to be a little bit chunky. I don't like it to be like super, super smooth. You can make it however you like it, but our family likes it a little chunky. So do some taste tests and I'll get back to you. Okay, you can hear my voice. That I just taste tested it. Turns out it needs a little bit more lime. So about half of this lime in there. And then one other thing that I forgot to add is we like a little hot sauce in there too. It adds a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of spice, not a lot. This Cholula is not very hot, but you do that to taste. If you like hot stuff, use the hot stuff. But in this whole big batch, with all of this, the fat from the avocado, probably takes a lot to get it like super hot. So I'm gonna do another taste test. Oh darn, the things we suffer through. Boom, that's it. All right, I'm gonna cut up this tomato. I'm gonna cut up this onion. I'm gonna chop some lettuce, and then we'll have everything ready to assemble our tostadas, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so we got all of our, if you will, fixins. We've got our shells. I like to put this in an order of how you're going to put it together, so you can kind of get an assembly line going. So you get your shell, you get your plate, and go ahead and put your refried beans on. Again, this is sort of the glue that holds the meat onto the shell, so everything just doesn't just slide off. If you don't want meat, you can actually put more beans or whatever, making a bit of a mess. What I like to do is I like to kind of hold it over here and just let it stick to it like that. So there's the meat. There's an order that I like to do it in. That's the beauty of this, is anyone can make it however they like it. That's the part that I think why everyone likes tostadas, but everyone can kind of make it how they want it. I personally like to have whatever sauce I'm going to put on there. In this case, some Cholula and a little bit of Ortega. I like to put it on the meat before. That's a little more than I meant to put. Before I add everything else. A little bit of onion, the cheese, and some cheese on there. Again, you can put as much cheese or little cheese as you want. You can always shred more if you need it. A few tomatoes, a few little shreds of lettuce, maybe some jalapenos. A few jalapenos, that's good. And there you have it. And then, at the very end, I'll go ahead and get a bowl, get some guacamole in there, maybe some chips for that. I've also done it before where I just sort of make my own little nachos. So I'll just take chips and meat and stuff and put it all in there and just make a plate of nachos. So there you have it, guys. This is what our family loves to eat, is tostadas and guacamole. Enjoy. Hope you enjoyed as well. Take care. Oh yeah, link. What's that? Subscribe, comment. I don't know. Whatever. You know what to do. Everyone else says it. But let me know if you make them and tell me what you think. Bye.